Namaste. Welcome back to an ASMY cooking class. Well, actually, this is not a cooking class. We're not cooking anything today. We're just going to throw it in the processor and mix it by hand. So nice, easy recipe that doesn't take much effort, my kind of thing. So today's recipe is peanut butter choc chip cookie slice or cookie bars. And it's all vegan, it's raw, and it is gluten-free. So we'll start with the base. We have got 5 cups of almond flour, super yum. I'm just going to throw this all in the one bowl. We've got 5 tablespoons of maca powder. Maca powder is it comes from a vegetable root from Peru in the Andes, and it's got a lot of really wonderful nutritional properties. It is good for increasing stamina and energy, and it's really tasty. But so many things if you want to Google maca. A lot of athletes use it for their performance, and it's got a nice malty flavor, so it adds that malt flavor to your recipe. So we'll throw that in. We're doing a double recipe here. If you want to halve this, you can, but honestly, I think if you're going to go to the trouble to make something, make it big. You can freeze this, saves you making it twice, which you want to make it twice. We've got a half a cup of maple syrup. So we're just throwing everything into the bowl together. We have got a half a cup of melted coconut oil. We have 4 teaspoons of vanilla. Unless you really like it, you could go 4 tablespoons, but 4 teaspoons. We have got some runny peanut butter. So if you've got hard type peanut butter, you can just warm it up a bit, pop it in your microwave, or just warm it up in the hot water even. You can put the tub of peanut butter and make sure the lid's closed tightly and submerge it. Let it sit in that boiling hot water in your sink. So we're adding peanut butter. It can be crunchy or smooth, depending if you like crunch, or some people don't. I suppose it's probably half-half. That's why they have smooth and crunchy at the supermarket. All right, so I'm just going to mix that through before I add the choc chips. Put my glasses on. Oh, we've got a bit of salt too. I forgot the salt. So 1 teaspoon or heaped teaspoon of salt. I'm using the pink Himalayan salt, but you could use any sort of salt. Sea salt. It's got a nice flavor as well. So this is just like feels just like a cookie mix. How easy is this? Just whack it in a bowl. If you didn't want to do the topping, I'm sure this would be yummy just as it is, but it's going to have a topping on it. A date and chocolate topping. Okay, so we'll add our choc chips. We have 2 cups, but more or less. And also if you don't have maca and you can't find maca anywhere, you can just leave it out. You can leave the chopped chips out as well if you want. These are vegan. We got them from Aldi. Oh, not Aldi, I'm sorry. We got them from Costco. Costco have a really nice big bags of vegan chopped chips, and they're around about $12 from memory. So now we have our cookie base. Okay, and we're going to press it into our cake tin. So I'm using quite a big cake tin because I've made a double mix. How good does that look? Smooth it out. Actually, I'm just going to go around with my hands. I did wash them. Make sure you wash your hands, especially at the moment. Washing your hands keeps you alive. Just make sure it's nice and pressed and smooth on the top. There we go. That should be good enough because it's going to have a topping on it. And we're going to pop this in the freezer just while we make our topping. That's probably long enough. There you go. So I'll be back in a moment to show you how to make the topping. Okay, the cookie base is in the freezer waiting to set. And while we wait, I'm going to make the topping for this cookie bar. So we have got some walnuts here. We've got 3 cups. As I said, I'm making a double mix, so it's quite a big cake, but you can cut it out, cut it into pieces, to slices or bars, and then you can pop it in the freezer. And it'll last about 3 months in the freezer if you can keep away from it for that long. We've got cacao powder. We've got 4 tablespoons of cacao, but you can use cocoa powder if you don't have cacao in your cupboard. You could also use carob if you're sensitive to caffeine. Some people can't have any sort of chocolate whatsoever. We have got a half a teaspoon of sea salt or Tibetan salt, pink salt, and we're going to process this now until the walnuts are well chopped. So I hope it's not too loud for you. Not loud at all. Okay, so they're well chopped. They actually look just like the almond meal did before we put it in the cookie mix. Okay, so we've got some beautiful, big, juicy medjool dates. If you're using just dried dates, you can soak them. We're using 20 of these, so you'd probably need to use double the amount of dry dates. I'd say 2 is probably equal to 1 medjool, 2 dried dates. And you'll need to soak them for probably at least half an hour and then squeeze them out well. You don't want too much moisture in the mix. So we've got 20 of these nice big juicy plump ones. We got these from Aldi. They were quite reasonable. I think they're the cheapest ones around, but they're still good quality. And then we pulse this until the mix is quite smooth. You may need to add a little bit of water if it sticks to the blade. Starting to come together now. I think it's a little bit dry. It's going to depend on your dates really. So if the dates are really moist, you won't need water, but these were slightly dry even though they were quite plump. So I'm just going to put about a tablespoon of water in there. You don't want to put too much in and then find that you've got a runny mix. So just a little bit at a time. A little bit more processing. I think that's going to be good. Starting to come together like a dough now, which means it's going to be sticking together really well. You can see that there. So I'm just going to give it one more little blitz just to get it a bit smoother. That is nice. Okay, so I'm going to get the cookie base out of the freezer. That is starting to set now. You can feel it's a little bit firm. And we're going to pop this topping on the cookie base. I'm just going to sort of sprinkle it over evenly so it's easier to press. Just press it gently all over the top. And now we get a spoon and you can just really smooth it out with the back of a spoon. Just gives it a nice finish. Beautiful. It's looking wonderful. Okay, and I'm just going to finish off by just pressing a few, because it's quite firm, you're going to have to press it in a little bit. You could put some sea salt flakes on top if you want, but I'm going to use these walnuts. I usually blitz up a whole heap of walnuts, keep them in the freezer so that they're ready for this type of thing. So I'm just going to sprinkle some over the top, just as a bit of garnish really. Make it look a bit profesh. And just press it in a little bit because they will tend to slide off. You could use peanuts as well. And there we are, ready to go into the freezer. So I'd say about an hour in the freezer will be enough, and then we should be able to cut it. I'll be back in about an hour with the finished product and we'll cut it and give it a try. And we have our set cookie cake. So we're going to pull it out, so that's why I always leave these little handles here that you can pull it straight out. Makes it nice and easy. You don't have to grease the tray or anything. And what I would normally do is, to get nice even slices, is to cut it in half. These are great for raw sweets. If it's starting to stick a bit, you may need to put it in hot water and just clean the blade. And then we cut it into quarters. And then you can go as big as you like, but probably half again. So it's cutting beautifully. And then you can make them into thin bars or small squares. So we'll probably go for small squares, seeing it's the mantra room. Some people come every night, so they get dessert every single night of the week. Look at that, how cute they are. I'll just do one more. A lot of crunch in there. And then you can serve them nicely on a nice tray. Look at that. The big pieces for the big people, or the big eaters. And then you've got a beautiful tray of peanut butter, chopped chip, cookie bars. You want to try it? Oh, will I try it? Yeah. Okay, I'll try it, but I don't want to ruin. I'll just take a little bit off this because this is a bit bigger. You can hear that crunch. That's the choc chips. They just taste like cookie mix. You know when you make up cookie mix? And I think it's the almond meal that gives it that cookie sort of texture, yeah, to cookie dough. And the chopped top with the dates is, you'd think it was just chocolate. So how's that? Healthy, delicious. The mac has given it that nice malty flavour as well. Yep, I would definitely recommend this. It's amazing. So I hope you enjoy making these bars. Let me know if you have some success with them, how you like them, and if you have a photo, share them with us.